sometimes forget to adjust my camera, so hopefully you're looking at me properly, because I tried to put it in a new spot to hopefully have a better quality, and then I forgot to adjust it. But today, I'm very excited to check out the 6th most popular project on all of games. Let's make sure that has not checked on Kickstarter. That is Champions of Wind and Fire, the epic dragon building game from ID Venture. Build and train your own dragon using magical elements to complete a series of tournaments. And the only reason I covered this, I'm not interested at all, another dragon game, whatever. I did it because they put the exact date they were launching. That's it. Simple as that. It got me excited because I knew that this would in theory be launched, and so kudos to them. However, it's February 24th. So this image is trash now. Like, I don't need to know you launched 5 days ago. How about you tell me about how you've hit stretch goals, or your price, or your player count, or your age, or your time length, or your mechanisms, or your components, or a cool card, or focus on your artwork a little bit more, because right now we're so far zoomed out I can see there's dragons, but they don't look impressive in any way, shape, or form. They just look like generic dragons. And then as soon as I click on this video, as soon as I click on this, I'm immediately either going to scroll down or click on the video. So this image, it feels just kind of trash. Like it looks fine at first glance, but it's like, I'm sure once we get into this, I'm going to be like, oh, that would have been great to showcase. That would have been great to showcase. That would have been great to showcase. All right. So as always, a series of tournaments. Okay, that doesn't really tell anything to me thematically. It's raised $183,000. Wowie Maui. That might have been another reason I was covering that as well. I imagine this had a big number that it was following it along with that February 19th. 2,048 backers. Okay, I'm curious what ID Venture has done before in the past, but as always with the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Convince backers of all 3 of those things. You're going to get their money most likely. Let's go. 221.
Welcome to Walterra, the world where dragons have lived alongside humans for centuries. Here, among volcanoes, glaciers, and crystal mountains, a large-scale competition is held every year. Dragons compete in 3 primary disciplines: fire breath.
Oh, I think I saw a D20. That's always exciting. Immediately, I hate the main image more. Why not just showcase a single D20 on there? Immediately, I'm like, ooh, that's a unique component I don't see all the time. But instead we have art, and a big picture of your name, and the day 6 days ago.
Flight.
It just blows my mind why people leave that there.
And tail wielding. This is the famous Tournament of Wind and Fire.
Get it?
You will train your dragon to master.
You're trying to get the Harry Potter feels? Well, here's the thing. If you're trying to get the Harry Potter feels, which it kind of feels like we're doing here, I would have focused more on that than that, honestly. And Jesus, when are we finally going to focus on this? I want to see this. Why are we so blurred out on this? I don't give a crap about your art. I want to see what these D20s are. There's custom dice, there's the components, there's a board here. Just get to it. 30 seconds in.
Magical elements that grant the power to compete for the tournament cups. Win the most cups to become the champion.
So,
the game.
That 8 seconds where he actually kind of told me about the rules made it look like there was a bunch of different races that you're going to be having. So these are all different boards. So you're going to be racing of them. It reminds me of that really good game, the really good game from Taste Dimensional Games that didn't do well. Oh, what the heck was it? That's a lot. That's a lot of games from TMG, unfortunately.
Most cups to become the champion. The game consists of...
Dang it! What was it? Is it 2 to 4? I'm going to guess it's 2 to 4, or else I'm going to be annoyed. Yeah, 1 to 4, even better. So yeah, once again, I hate the main image even more. Tell me it's 1 to 4 players and immediately solo gamers are like, okay, I'm intrigued. Or don't.
The game consists...
Because you want it to be a surprise.
Consists of 2 unique phases. In the dragon training phase, you'll enhance your dragon by collecting magical stones on the pyramid of elements. As soon as you collect the required pattern of elements, you can upgrade one of the dragon's body parts, increasing your chances to win the tournament. You can also send your dragon to various training grounds to collect magical essence that improves your dragon's performance in the competition. There you will also find useful bonuses.
I want to see a bonus. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. That first 30 seconds, hated it. The last 30 seconds, whoa, I want to play this game.
Remember to accumulate some gold before the...
And I bet by the end of this, I'm guessing they're gonna tease me with an expansion at some point. It feels like they're going that way.
Competition. It gives a boost of...
I know that, and by the way, if that's right, like I'm not a fortune teller. It's like 75% of Kickstarters nowadays.
Power to dragons. Once any player upgrades all 3 parts of their dragon, the game enters the tournament.
You know what?
Tournament phase. Each tournament card indicates the body part and the element that will be used in the current tournament. During the tournament, Use magical stones, crystals, and gold to boost your dragon's power. To make your gameplay even more strategic and exciting, use the advanced game mode. Make hidden bets, wisely allocating your resources. The dragon with the highest total power becomes the winner of the current competition. The stones and coins you've used will be removed from the game, so bet wisely. Use the action cards to perform more effectively in the tournament. After a series of tournaments, the competitor with the most cups wins the entire championship. Only one dragon will become the champion of Wind and Fire. Champions of Wind and Fire, now on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Support this campaign and expand the game with the exclusive expansion, upgraded components, and stretch goals.
They got me! They got me! I said, oh, they're probably gonna have an expansion. And I was like, oh, I guess there's no expansion, but they did. They teased it at the end. Damn it. Stick to your guns. What was the expansion? It was such an afterthought.
This campaign and expand the game with the exclusive expansion, upgraded components, and stretch goals.
Oh, okay. Upgraded components and stretch goals. So I do like that at the end. Third of a point grade bump up, mentioning the stretch goals. I thought that was overall a good video. I hate the first 30 seconds, but, you know, fame, fluff, art, whatever. But once we got into it, that looked fun. I felt like they explained the game without digging too deep into the rules. Didn't feel like there was a lot of wasted space once we got into the important, you know, talk. I'm in. Do I want it? Yeah, I do. I'd like to try it. Can you do it? Not sure. 8 created, 3 backed, and $183,000 with that main image after only a couple days. I'm going to guess they most definitely can do it, but let's take a look at the track record. We got 2 people here, so we should have, in theory, some good customer service. We are a team of creative enthusiasts who 2016 established a board game company. We were firmly convinced that when our one life, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Thought it was going to be useful and like tell me about what else they've made. We had a clue, but okay. I think I've covered something from them before. Yeah, I covered that cryptic nature way back when. Which doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but they all kind of blend together. So right now we're just checking their track record, make sure that they can ship out the things that to you. Now these aren't really indicative of them shipping out a quality board game. It looks like because they did a lot of puzzles, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to take a look because if people didn't get their stuff, well then. Probably not going to back it. Arrived in South Australia today. I followed the advice in the latest email updates and checked the Facebook of Aetherworks to see what was happening. There's no mention of this puzzle on their page. What is happening with our extremely overdue backed project? Linda from Australia. Okay, so that looks bad, but we always have to take this into consideration. She's in Australia, which, you know, that's where it's going to be a lot of the time. Pretty good video. Thank you, Ricardo. Oh, not me. Jesus. Sorry, I'm totally spaced out. Yeah, I liked it as well. Good video you're making there, Forrest. I got a tracking on my Auspost app from Aetherworks yesterday, I guess, for this. So it looks like only the people from Australia are still talking about this. I'm going to guess that there was some delays in shipping and whatnot. We received an email that I to start packing the orders. Thank you. All right, let's check out the community. Yeah, so, ooh, 117 Australia. That's a nice number. All right, so clue puzzle. People got their stuff for the most part. Yeah, I mean, a couple stragglers here and there. Cryptic Nature. This is the one we care about. $36. It's a really good price. I bet okay. I bet I trashed on that main image too. From Cryptids to Dragons, new Kickstarter by Adventure. I don't care, but did you ship your game? I did not receive any shipping notification. Hi, Jeffrey. We'll check your order constituted additionally via private message or email. 5 days, 4 days. Nice. Hey, Berkey. Berkey's great. Hello, Adventure Teams. I still have not received. Oh, that's a different Berkey. Never mind. I don't think the Chubby Meeple is great. I don't know the Chubby Meeple. Sure, we'll go with great, unless he's a bigot or a terrible person, in which case I retract my great, but I don't think either of those. Actually, I think I do. I might know Mark. Now I feel bad. It's not Berkey. I'm thinking Berkey, who does the tabletops, like the table on table thing. Never mind. I'm retracting the last 1 minute of this show. Everything I said. I thought it was a different Berkey. Hello, Adventure Team. I still have not received my pledge here in the U.S. My package arrived in Louisville, Kentucky in late November, and then never moved. I've been in contact with the team about this, but communication has fallen off. I would really like to receive my pledge and get this game to the table. I like Berkey now. I like the fact he's dragging this into their front yard in a respectable way. I give back the last 2 minutes. Any assistance with that matter would be greatly appreciated. Andy's a super rock. You know I love them. Hi, Mark. Thank you for the heads up. We filed a claim for the additional shipment of your parcel back when you wrote to us last time, but it seems there hasn't been any update from the fulfillment center ever since. We'll make sure we ship to you. It's immediately sent for ready. Thanks so much. I look forward to receiving it and getting it to the table. So it's 4 days ago. So that was, yeah, okay, cool. And this is essentially Berkey saying, oh, you launched something new and I'm still getting screwed over by you. I'm not going to drag it into your comment section, but I'm going to bring it here. Like this, I feel like that's what this is. Like this is like At least if it was for me. This would be like a threat. Like, oh yeah, respond to me here, help me out here, or this comment is going to go in your new one as well. Maybe I'm just petty. I'm in contact already since like, no, it's your money. It's your money, your thing, and if you don't grease the wheel sometime, the wheel will not get greased. I'm in contact already since October. Ooh, okay, this is why we read the comments. When I picked up my pledge, it's because this is a super backer and then a regular normie saying, hey, I got issues. When I picked up my pledge at Spiel, as I received a damaged board and incorrect expansion, got a reply at first that they had to wait for replacement parts, which they expected at the beginning of January. So a few mails later, no response. Almost end of February, still a damaged board and incorrect expansion, German version. Can InVenture at least reply on emails and questions? The truth will set you free. Raymond, sorry we missed it. We will reply tomorrow. Yeah, we're sorry we missed it now because we're making $200,000 and we want you to go away. I was a little sad to see minor damage to the Sanctuary board when I opened the core game to play for the first time, but overall the quality is amazing. I look forward to opening the expansion soon. I only wish I'd added the last expansion and the 5th player option. Will there be any way to get cities and 5th player in the future? Can anyone please contact me for support? I have a misprint on the pop-out tokens of the island expansions. The creatures are printed off their actual token. Is this a known issue? Please send us a photo and we'll help you with their replacement. Cool. That was sarcasm, by the way. Half sarcasm, half not. Why did the sleeve packs not cover the expansion of the smaller cars? There's something missing from my order. Hi, Patrick. You've ordered only 1 pack of sleeves. In the description of the sleeves in the pledge manager stated that 1 pack of 78. Still received by Gabe. Please contact me. Hey, Amy. Respond to your emails. 9 days later. Oh, okay. Flip. I still received my game. How many people did they? This was a pretty big project, right? 4,000. So we got 5,000. So I am going to scroll a little bit more because it's concerning, but it's not. Yeah. This is a hard stop. Was going through my games, realized I'm missing a few things. Please assist. Ick. Hi, I received my copy of Critique Nature of the week. Everything arrived okay, but pretty impressed by the overall quality. I did have some feedback if you plan on reprinting this at any point. The game board itself is very sturdy and heavy. Too heavy. The thickness and weight of the board means that the thin connecting segments are very prone to damage. I unfold and refold the board when the piece I was holding slipped and my finger being jammed between the board caused the joining paper to pull off the backing. Yeah, I hate that. I'll be able to touch up and repair myself, and I'll be careful in the future. But yeah, I wonder who they manufactured through. I would like to go back to their and see who it is because it seems like that's a lot of manufacturing issues. It was really, and maybe that's because I worked for Hero Time for a year and we had one of the best like quality assurance rates in the industry. Like we were up there with Panda because that was like our like that was what we really focused on along with low print qualities. So seeing consistently like, because how far does this go with people being like, yeah, I got an issue. I knew the art would be starting, and it was. Yeah, it looks like that's what they're leaning on really hard. Thank you for your precious feedback. We'll check with the production we can do to improve the dirty of the board. As for the cryptid info, arrived today in Japan. It was well packaged with plenty of bubble wrap. Is the wooden add-on that I purchased meant to replace all cardboard components? I also know that some of the components numbers didn't match. Like, there should be 24 magnifying glass tokens. So, yeah, the rule booklet's not good either. Okay. And that will happen a lot of times when you start adding extra components because of stretch goals. And that's one thing that drives me nuts. Like, and I know it's hard, but it's like when you have oh yeah, that was the cryptic nature. Jesus. All right, well, hopefully this one went well. So we got another one with some red flags. I've received my tracking for this. Oh, this is a year ago. Okay, cool. So their one attempt at a game was... I don't know. Well, they'll tell us. Hopefully they'll tell us how well received the game was, I guess. Overall, minor red flag. I mean, I'm not scared because they're making $200,000 on this right now. So it's like, yeah, you'll get your stuff. But hopefully they go through a different manufacturer or really bend their manufacturer over backwards and get a good deal because, you know, that's what you should be doing as a publisher. I saw firsthand publishers do that before where it's like, yeah, you're going to need to give us a deal because we had this, that, the other thing on the last one, and they'll make a deal. Welcome to the Champions Win Fire, the world's first dragon building board game. Upgrade, train your dragon, stuff things, pick dice, cool. We were hooked from the start. Neat. A content creator, liked the game. Great. Terrible quote. Superfluous fluff, absolute garbage. Why did Stella like the game? Once again, I don't put this on Stella at all. I put it on Adventure. I'm sure Stella said way more that actually was useful aside from, we liked it. It was great. Why? Did you like the race? Did you like the action selection? Did you like the advanced mode with the bidding? I'm sure Stella mentioned those. But why would we put that? We don't have extra room. We need these mountains in the backdrop. There are so many interesting decisions to be made as you roll dice and place them onto your dragon areas. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like that extra sentence. And an interesting build-up as you lead into the tournament at the end of the game. Okay. It's fine. It's mostly just talking about what you do in the game, but it's... ideally, I feel like those two quotes are best if you mush them together, but they're from different people, so you can't do that. So far, the quotes are... Yeah. We were hooked from the start, and there's the rest of that quote. Okay. I always love when I see the same quote twice, but at least this one adds more, because I hated the first quote. Apparently you hated the first quote too, because you felt the need to put the full quote. I don't know. Were you worried that people would be scared because there was too much text up there? Did you not want to take the mountains out? I don't know. It just seems like an odd choice to have her quote and then her quote again 7 inches away, but with more. Whatever. It's not a big deal. It's just an odd choice. Building our dragons with clever tile placement leading up to the climax of bidding in the dragon tournament, a satisfying experience. That's exactly what I said. That is pretty much those two quotes mushed together. Like... We're hooked from the start, building our dragons with clever tile placements, leading to the climax of bidding in the dragon tournament, a satisfying experience. Okay. I almost feel like I would cut off the satisfying experience part. Like, it doesn't really feel like that's a ringing endorsement. Hey, Sean, you haven't missed much. The video is good. What's in the box game board? 30 dragon tiles, 10 wings. I just want the price at this point. What's your price? I'm sure it's going to be a pretty good one. Because nobody's getting the basic one. Everybody's getting the advanced. That being said, you haven't spotlighted the stretch goals yet, which is super disappointing because you mentioned them in the video and you're already funded. And once you launch, what's your goal? It's to get funded. Once you're funded, what's your goal? It's not to get funded because you did it. It's to hit stretch goals so you can get more of that deluxe pledge. 51 metal coins, first player miniature, wooden token set. That's what I get. You know what would be even better than that? The price jump, right? How much is this? I'm going to get 70? 70 seems fine. I think I'm 70. I'm going to guess they're going to be 80, but I'm going to guess it's 70. Kickstarter exclusive components will be included in every Kickstarter copy of Champions Wind and Fire Triada. Neat. The ice split you choose dice drafting. All right, I like this quote the best out of all of them yet, right? You just mentioned a mechanism that I love that you haven't mentioned before. I saw dice drafting. I was excited. But ice split you choose. Oh, love it. I do that with my kids all the time, by the way. If you got kids... And you're like, because if you have kids, sometimes you have to like share drinks, and I will always be like, all right, who wants to ice split? You choose. You pour out the 3 drinks, but you get the last one, and it works really well. Battle Wit says you've always tried to get what you want while stopping your opponents. Cool. I like that quote. Early access being on the first day to wipe back. Jesus, just hit me with the price. I know it's over here, but if you're on iOS or if you're on mobile, it's an extra click that you have to make, and I can't complain that much because I'm sure I could go through here to the pledge tiers, but why put them all the way down there? Just get to business. Like, because you just regurgitated what was in the video right here. All right. And if I didn't watch the video because I just want to get down to business, hit me with the price. And if I did watch the video, then don't be redundant and hit me with the price. And that's a great back of the rule booklet. Hopefully you can squeeze on even more there. All right, dice drafting is going to keep all players engaged round over round. That's going to be the decision point where players are really going to have a tricky time. Okay. It's mentioned something new. The dice drafting keeps you engaged, right? I guess I don't understand how the dice drafting keeps me engaged round after round. Is that because it's a fun mechanism? Or is that because I have to pay attention to other people's turns? Is it like, I don't know. I'm very interested in this game. That's why I asked that. Playthrough. That says playthrough. Well, this is a 3-minute video. So I'm disappointed I even gave this person a click. But then again, I shouldn't, because you put playthrough. But this is clearly not a playthrough. There's the playthrough. Cool, great. I'll give that 2 clicks. That's not how it works. I think it is. Yeah! Get that penny. Champions of Wind and Fire. We got Kron and the other guy. Hunter and Friends. Ugh. I hate Friends. I don't like Hunter. No, I like Kron. Yeah, Kron. I peed next to Kron at Essen. Or Hunter. I don't know. I like Kron better because I like to be contrarian.
The nail on the...
Unless he's a terrible person, in which case I rescind that. I don't know anything about Hunter or Kron. I just urinated next to one of them in Germany once. That's all. Review and preview. Cool. Preview. You need one. Great. Another preview. You have 2. Okay. Is this a preview? Neat. Don't care at this point. Why am I still clicking on them? Preview. These videos. Oh, those videos. That's such a smart idea. Such low-hanging fruit. And that's from a guy doing Kickstarter critiques, which once again is also low hanging fruit. But like, I at least have to reach up to the tree. Like he's just picking them off the ground like that. But good, I should have. And yeah, like I said, I imagine it's going to be a really solid price. So I immediately hate the main image, and I hate your positioning your pledge tiers even more. Why are you hiding the fact this is $52? Why have I been here for 23 minutes? And it's because I'm long-winded, but I've been here for 16 minutes. Cut off 7. Been here for 16 minutes, and I don't know about this fantastic price. I'm going to get this expansion for probably like 65. I said I thought 80. I saw 70, 80. What was it? Yeah, 75. Boom. Oh, so there's a deluxe and there's a deluxe pledge. Cool. I love it when you spring an unexpected pledge on me. Said no one. Yeah, why are you springing it on me? And it seems even more odd. I went through all that crap. I expect there to be 2 pledges, maybe 3 if you give me a $1 one, by the way. Always nice to have a $1 one. So what is this mystical third pledge? So it's a $50, 52 bucks. I'm in. By the way, love converting the currency. You did it on the shipping. I'm going to give you a third of it. No, I won't. I'm not going to give you a third up because this position's terrible. But I can't do that because Kickstarter's got this now. Okay, whatever. Third of a point guard bump up. Convert the currencies if you did it on shipping because I like that. That's really nice. That's how you do it right there. Because you're like, oh, we can't do it because the prices fluctuate. Yeah, you can. Just put a little wiggly line next to it and realize you're not going to be shipping this out for like 18 months most likely. So people probably aren't going to give that much of a hoot and a holler if it's $4 to $6 more. If it's more than that, yeah, well, you might have a problem. So this is the pledge that I knew about. You told me about this. Nobody's taking this garbo because we all want this with the stretch goals and the fancy stuff because that's how we shop on Kickstarter. And 78 bucks seems fine. Then we get to deluxe and we get to 98. What is this? This looks like something I want, and now I'm annoyed. Oh, there's 4 pledges. Cool. I absolutely love that you told me there was 2 pledges, and then you just surprised me with 2 additional pledges. Cool. Now I'm confused. Thank you. I was already frustrated because I had to find the shopping area, assuming I needed to just click over here. But if I did, I'm extra frustrated now because, oh, there's a 5th player expansion? Wow. Cool. Has that been mentioned? I think maybe it has at the tail end of the video. Ever so briefly. I don't remember, and I don't really want to go back and check because I hate the layout of this page. So I won't. But now we're up to 120 bucks, and I'm out. I am so out. And this one's going to break Bauer's Law. This is going to be the most popular pledge. This will not be the most popular pledge. And don't pat me on the back too hard when I'm right here because I've slowly but surely been realizing I put too much emphasis on the 5th player add-on that other people do not, and I think we will once again see it here. This will be the most popular pledge because, yeah, 102 still sucks, but it sucks a lot less than 120. Man, this one might be the most popular. Just come with stretch goals. This is, I think the deluxe edition, the actual one, yeah, this is gonna be the most popular. I'm calling it. I don't think the bundle's gonna get it. No, that extra box. People want that extra box. Yeah, it's gonna be this one. Let's check it out. $1.74. That's a high number. Well, relatively speaking. Wind and Fire. Yeah, 60 people. Not much. 54. Woo, glad I ditched. Yeah, I said that. I didn't. I changed my mind and said it was this one. 69. Wow. Okay, never mind. 150. What the hell are people backing? So 158. That is the most popular with a bullet question mark? That is weird. Oh, no, there's another play. Oh, this was the early bird. Okay. Early birds. That makes sense. That makes these numbers make a lot more sense. Let's check out the early bird people wanted. So 333 bucks gets you just the 330 gets you just the standard edition. That's not what they wanted, but hey, 48 bucks. That's a rock solid price. Early bird Wind and Fire Deluxe Edition, 256. Is this going to be it? It's going to be the most popular. Where is it? Deluxe 69. God, let me scroll down. I'm going to scroll down here. See, this is why it's nice when you just put it into play. It's clean and clear instead of surprising me with 3 extra pledges or 2 extra pledges. All gone. So 333, 256. Is this going to be the most popular? This is what I'm calling. 591. So it is. But once again, not even 2 to 1. 449. Okay. Actually, you know what? Take it back. I'm taking it all back right now. Because here's what I see. I see them threading the needle. While they did not do what they probably wanted to do, which was to have this be their most dominant one. Like, I don't want to pat them on the back too hard here. Because, let's be quite frank, if you're running this company, you want this pledge to be the most popular. And most people specifically design their Kickstarter so that whatever that pledge is like the featured pledge. You know, that's like when you go to Game Final. When you go to Kickstarter now, they started adding it. Hey, this is the pledge we want you to take. This is the pledge that we think is the best value, or this, that, the other thing. But we're not getting that here because you did a piss poor job of selling me the other pledges, right? You did a terrible job. It was atrocious. Like, you even teased it at the back end of the video, and then you're just like, set it and forget it. But this is the result you get. Now, that being said, I will still compliment them because despite the fact they kind of sprung these on us, these are pretty even numbers. 74, 60, 54, 69, and 158, which means they have 4 pledges, and none of these 4 pledges are useless pledges. People want these pledges, which is good. You always had a Kickstarter where you're like, oh, there's 2 people here, 4 people here. What the hell is the point of this? This should have been an add-on. At the same time, still, anytime you're breaking Bauer's law of your deluxe not hitting, 9 or 7 to 10 to 1 is typically the number. Now, granted, with the economy, maybe I should readjust that. People have told me, and might be right. But for now, okay. I think it was like, those are interesting numbers to me. I'm not going to poo-poo it because they're roughly even. So that means they did a serviceable job there. They figured out what their customers want, and they provided those 4 options. It's an original mix of Azul drafting in a dual game with a fantasy setting. Wow. I take it back. Hunter knows how to quote. Now, granted, I also get the impression that Hunter didn't really like this game this much. Like, I would love to talk to Hunter and be like, you didn't really like this game this much because you didn't want to give it that great of a quote. Either that or they cherry-picked a really bad part of the quote. Because this quote, let's really see what it is. Because part of it is super useful. And that's why I'm going to give Hunter, assuming it wasn't the friends who gave this quote, credit. It's original mix of Azul drafting. Azul is the new gateway game. I was actually looking at some board. I'm going to do some videos on it where I go to Google Trends and just look at different games and how popular they have been over the last 5 years. And I remember I was looking at I was looking at gateway games. They're like not necessarily gateway, but gateway plus, like Small World, Pandemic, Ticket to Ride, Azul, Carcassonne, like a lot of these games that help bring people in the hobby. King of Tokyo, and Azul is like the new gateway in my mind. Now, I'm not saying it's usurped past the other ones, but it's very popular. So mentioning that it has the Azul drafting method, I think this is a fantastic start to the quote. But then when you actually look at the quote, you take a step back and say, oh, he didn't actually say anything about the game he liked. He just said, oh, it's original because it combines Azul drafting in a dual game. And then he threw in a fantasy setting. Like, who gives a crap? Like, okay, whatever. Like, if this were a space game, you'd just say a space setting. So once again, that quote scares me about this game, but I do like the fact you're mentioning the Azul drafting there. Add-ons, Sky Race expansion. Oh yeah, cool. Now we're talking it. Make your own Dragon Stronger with the Sky Race, outfly your opponents in training fights and get closer to the champion title. They did. They mentioned at the very back end, I think. The metal coin set, wooden tokens for the base game, first player miniatures, the stuff, the things. Hey, maybe the stretch goals already. Jesus, why are they so buried? And they're a fun stretch goal area. Yeah, 2/3 of a point grade bump down. Just for the layout on this page, it is just not fun to go through at all. Like, it feels like you tried to organize this in the least fun way to actually scroll through it. New training action cards. 6 new cards to surprise your opponents during training phase. So we're up to 6 cards. Premium linen finish cards. Upgraded cards. Why didn't I know about this in the pledge area? Why didn't I know about this in that weird-ass, stupid deluxe box contents area that could have easily just been the pledge area, but you decided not to and make your pledges confusing? Multicolor Magic Tiles mini expansion. And I stick by that statement 100%. When one of your most popular pledge levels, aside from the early birds, because yeah, deals are going to get people going, is 74 on your $1 pledge, right? That means despite the fact you had 4 pledges, people are still like, yeah, or they're sitting on the fence. It could be one of those 2 things. Printed back on game board will now have illustrations of Mighty Dragons. Wow, cool. I don't care. Like, here's my question. If you don't have kids, that's the first question. So disregard kids exist in this universe. Why do you give a crap about this? Are you going to display this? Maybe. Probably not. Like, so just putting this as the stretch goal, when this costs extra, right? Like, I worked in a manufacturing plant. I actually, one thing we would do is I would send out fake quotes to different companies to see their response times, to see how the customer service would work. It was just part of the job, right? Like, oh yeah, see what the customers like. So this is an extra service, and you're putting it here because you want to showcase your art on a spot that is really stupid to showcase your art, right? And you have it here as a stretch goal, which once again doesn't matter because we blew through it. You're at nearly 200K. But if we were stuck at 80K, I'm sure as hell not excited about that stretch goal. So I'm glad they busted through it. But still, at the end of the day, I'm going to guess every other single stretch goal down here, most people would probably prefer, except for your art fans, which, I mean, Kickstarter's been around for 11, 12, 13 years. Eventually, you people are going to get sick of just buying crappy art games. Not saying this is a crappy art game, but saying there's a graveyard full of 8,000 to 12,000 rated games on Board Game Geek that have beautiful art. You can buy those dirt cheap now. Alternative Trainer Mini Expansion. Yep, want it more. New Tournament Action Cards. Yep, want it more. Box of Bossing. Okay, take backsies. Actually, ooh, which one of those do I want more? I don't like either of them. Both, like, I see both those, I'm like, man, I really wish that was anything else. I wish that was a micro card player reference. I would be smitten with that over your community card mini expansion. That's a cool one. Nice. I kind of like how you did do that. You know, I think this is strategic right here. I think they put really good stuff after the really bad stuff. Look at this. So it's 100. Oh, but yeah, once we get here, mini expansion. Everyone wants this, right? It's like, box of box. But once we get here, we're going to work together. We're going to expand a new mini expansion. Like, that's cool. But it'd be way cooler if it was way higher, especially if there's something here which is, in theory, going to get me engaged with your project. Because most people are probably not going to give you this much time, right? Like, look how far we are down the page, and you are just now announcing exciting stuff. And I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, they posted it in the updates. Do you read the updates when you go back a Kickstarter project? No. Linen finish on the game board. Neat. I like the design. It's definitely very nicely. And once again, why is this buried down here? Do you not want to hit your social goal? And also, why isn't this clickable? Not only did you not make it clickable, and I know your built-in excuse, well, that's because it's for Facebook or Instagram combined. Well, here's a crazy idea. There's this spot right here in between Potty's quote where you could put 2 separate links that would take me there, and then I would be much more inclined to help you out on the social goal that you felt the need to bury as far down as possible. All the Potty's quote, which I hope is spectacular, so I can complain about it being buried. I like the design. It's definitely very nicely illustrated. Okay. Not a great start to the quote. I like the design. Okay. Not a ringing endorsement, but we'll keep going. It's definitely very nicely illustrated. Whatever. I have eyes. It really looks like a real family game. Okay. I have eyes. And there are always some exciting situations, and take that moments. That's the first time anyone has mentioned take that moments. So yeah, I do like Potty's quote because I didn't realize it was take that. That personally diminishes my excitement just a smidge bit because I know my group is not the biggest fan of take that. But that's a very useful aspect to know, much like that Azul drafting. Luckily, they buried Potty's quote all the way down at the bottom. So November 2025, campaign ends, manufacturing begins. We ship to all countries. USA 9 to 10. Thanks for not converting the currency. You do not get that 1/3 of a point grade bump up. Oh, they did. Never mind. 1/3 of a point grade bump up. Take backsies. I just can't read symbols apparently. Ooh, icky. Oh God, that is really bad shipping. I see why you buried it. I see why you buried it. But I don't know why you buried your price. I feel like that would mean you'd want to lean into your price harder. Just make the shipping an afterthought, right? Because this is not great. I don't feel like I'm getting the vibes of a $71 game here. Right? Then we get the deluxe edition and 100. No. Not with how poorly you sold me your stretch goals. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And then the deluxe. Well, one of the 2 deluxes. Because we have 4 pledges and we only have 3 pledge levels. Thank you, by the way. Wind and Fire deluxe bundles. So both the deluxe bundles. Then here's what you put. There's one word. Both deluxe bundles. Or, because now I'm like, as a rulebook reader, I'm like, wait. So I think it's the same price. But I'm not 100% sure. And as a board game enthusiast, which you probably are watching this channel, I'm sure, I should look up at the camera when I talk to you, I'm sure you absolutely adore when you're going through a rule booklet and you're not quite sure, but you think you got the rule right. So yeah, price is now 140 bucks. Out. I am out. I'll wait for retail on this one. Right? 126? No. That is a bad. That doesn't feel good at all. And I know shipping's going to be a nightmare from this. They're not from the United States of America for that, but just like this feels like a wait for retail. This feels like one you can definitely get after the fact because, and that's good. That is a ringing endorsement to them. The fact that I imagine they're going to mass produce the living snot out of this because it seems like that their calling card is going to be their art. Now, what I'd like their calling card to be, Oh Nero, by the way, very nice video, very good 3D rendering. Once again, I'm not talking about the content of the video, but the actual 3D modeling and the rendering and all that stuff, it looked good. Jeez, that was a long one. FAQ updates, comments, give this one a grade. 14, are there AI penetrated pictures in the game? Can I order 2 or more games? And the sky is complete with solo mode? Oh, yeah. Of course. Oh. It's good to know. I see why you didn't want to spotlight that, because it makes me wonder if your solo mode is a complete afterthought. But hey, let's keep going. Updates. Choose a community dragon. Stretch goals. 58, 23, 26, 4, 24, 23, 16. Ooh, I'm actually curious to see what the engagement is on this one. Thank you so much for including this. It will make... backed by popular demand, we are bringing another bundle that combines the deluxe fist and the 5th pledge. Oh, so that's why they had the 4 pledges. Okay, so I rescind my comment about them knowing what their people wanted, but I give them another compliment of listening to their backers, unless, of course, they're lying here, and they already just knew they were going to do a 5th player bundle, and I don't know. It seems odd, like, just how little it was mentioned. Thanks, I don't know. It's just those pledge areas, so weird. All right, let's check out this. Once again, I always say this, if you ask people a question, you get people engaged, you get big numbers. And that's how they get big numbers, because they ask people to respond. Clockwork Dragon, this, that, the other thing. Bold choice. Hopefully they go in here and they churn this. Churning, if you're not familiar with social media, blah, 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 content creators. Churning is essentially just going in there and responding to every single comment. It's what I should do, but I don't. Even though I actually really enjoy reading and responding to your comments, it's such a pit. There's like 1,000 comments to go through. It might be probably more than that, actually. And I'll dig into the pit and I'll get back. Oh, yeah, it's just one of these days. One of these days, you're going to get a response to a video you posted on 10 years ago. You're like, what the hell? Thanks for your great support. We made an update to the Community Dragon card mini expansion. Long story short, the Community card will feature a dragon, which you as a community will decide on. That's great to pin this. Why not pin it, so to speak, at the top of the story? If you feel like it's relevant enough that you need to pin it, and you need to update about it, then why don't you update the people who are on the fence about your game? Especially when they get to that abysmal shipping rate. Here's how the dragon this card will be chosen. Cool. This looks great. Would it be possible to upgrade? Neat stuff. Oh, so somebody wants to upgrade from the early bird. Yeah, let's see how they handle that. HS upgrade to a better box. Oh, no. Better box insert for faster. We're planning on only a standard insert. However, looking to insert possibilities. Well, you know what you should ask your people? You should ask them point blank, hey, we have to pay extra money right now to print on the back of the board. You've already unlocked this stretch goal. So let's be quite frank. We know most of you probably don't give a hoot and a holler about that. So what we're thinking about doing is scrapping that stretch goal and putting on a new stretch goal, because the logistic cost to do X, Y, and Z is this, and the logistic costs to get the insert is to do this, and if we hit this, we can do the insert, and then we can put back that art thing, you know, as the next stretch goal, and people will be like, oh, yeah, you don't need to do that. Most likely people are like, yeah, how about something else instead? Because that's just such an interesting one to me. It just seems like such a, I don't know. It doesn't add anything to your game. Maybe you can argue it adds to the theme of the game. And once again, if you have kids, I'm not even making that argument, because yes, my kids would love to look at the back of the board. But at the end of the day, Champions of Wind and Fire, the epic dragon building game, I'm very concerned at the fact they didn't mention their last game in any way, shape, or form here. Like, you have one other board game that you've released. It feels like you would want to remind me that you made another board game and you did it well. But instead, they seem to have gone the opposite way of not mentioning in any way, shape, or form. It's just a really interesting choice to me. So it's rated 8,800 right now. What did I say earlier? Probably about 8,000 to 12,000 range. Most likely because you got great art. Yeah, I don't want to go there. You know what I'm going to say here. And it's still coming out now, so it might go higher, it might go lower. But the fact that they didn't pull like some quotes or anything from people who have like, good golly, cryptozoology, yeah, like, here you go. You tell me nobody at the Dice Tower Studios said anything nice about your past game? You don't want to have a quote from Tom Vassell? Oh, that's because he gave it a 5. Well, here's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if Tom Vassell gave you a 5, because I'm not going to go watch the video, most likely. All you have to do is find that nugget where Tom said something nice. It's not hard, right? Tom most likely said something nice here, and you could have grabbed that. You could have grabbed that, and yeah, it would have been misleading, but who cares? You took his quote. I don't know. And that's honestly what I was a little bit concerned about. That does definitely take some wind out of my sails. Read that rule booklet, watch that gameplay video before you give them your money. Because once again, the 8 created looks impressive, but at the end of the day, it's puzzles and one other game, which doesn't look like it's probably going to stand the test of time, at least at first glance. Right? At least at first glance. Maybe a month from now, it'll be down to the 6,000, to 5,000, something like that. But if your initial wave of backers, who were the ones that were super excited, who loved your art, who wanted your theme, have gotten your game and they're sitting at 8,000, like that's supposed to be the big rush, right? Those are the people who really were invested in your game. And now you're going to start getting the reviews from people who have no investment in your game, like me, who don't give a crap about your fancy art, who see it as nothing. I look, unless it's a family game, I look at mechanics personally. And I wonder, I'm going to speculate, if you check that rating, I'm just going to guess, you check that rating in 6 months, it's going to be 10,000. 10,000 something. Shot in the dark. If you watch this video in the future, please post in the comments. I would find that fascinating to know, and I will read that comment in 16 years and respond to it. All right, so final grade for Champions of Wind and Fire. Man, I can't unsee that 5. I can't unsee that 8,000. I can't unsee Hunter's quote, which really, when you read between the lines, says, I don't want to say anything too nice about this game. I'll just talk about the Azul drafting thing. Do I want it? Yeah, you got me with the video. I like the mechanisms. I like the fact it plays solo, even though I do think it's probably going to be an afterthought based on how you spotlighted it. I like the fact you have a 5th player expansion, even though once again I worry about how well it plays at 5th player if you don't even really want to lean that hard into your 5th player expansion. Like, I hate the main image. I think it does absolutely nothing at all for you unless you just want to display your artwork, which is clearly what you want to do. But I warn you, there is a graveyard full of companies who lean too hard in the art and not enough in the gameplay. And it eventually starts catching up to you. It's hard to build brand loyalty on just artwork. And I'm not insinuating this game is not good. It's just the first one didn't kick in the doors. If this one doesn't kick in the doors, I'm not giving you another $100 for your art. At least I hope that's what people would do. So do I want it? Yeah, I still do. I like the mechanisms. I like all the stuff they told me about the game. And I love trying new games, period. So do I want it? Yes, I do. And if you like art, I think you might too. Can you do it? You have shipped things out to people. There's some minor red flags here and there, but you were dealing with incredibly large numbers of people shipping out, and those red flags were mostly in places like Australia, where shipping's a nightmare logistically anyway. Can you do it? And plus you have $183,000, and you are massively overselling this game. I want to know if the artist, if this guy, like, yeah. Can you do it? Yeah. I'll give him the nod, even though... well, they have yet to prove that, I don't think. And then how much is it? It's a rock solid price that you buried as far down as humanly possible, it felt like. The pledge area was not fun. It was confusing. You sprung new things on me without mentioning. I had to go searching for it. And when I finally got to, like, I got to the part where I thought it should be, and they're like, no, it's actually way further down. Like, the whole story was not fun to scroll through. The stretch goals were buried at the bottom, despite the fact they're exciting stretch goals, except for 2 of them that are going to get me more easy to swallow your shipping, which is abysmal, to the United States of America, which is where most of the people are going to be here. The quotes scare me. There's so many things that scare me about this project. And at the end of the day, it's going to get a somewhat positive grade. But man, I would highly recommend reading that rule booklet or watching that gameplay video before you splunk down the money. Also, the fact that I didn't see a solo gameplay video that I can remember really kind of adds to my feeling of, ooh, that feels like an after the thought kind of thing. Which, that's the worst when you love solo gaming. You bite into one, you start reading the rules, like, oh crap. Oh, they did murder mystery stuff too. Yeah, so that's even more surprising that you're not. Ooh. Yeah, that's even more surprising that you're not spotlighting your track record a little bit better. Now, 3,300 is nice, and here's the other thing too. This is just going to be a Q&A about BGG ratings, and by the way, this is not just me talking out the side of my mouth. I do a podcast with Scott Alden, who is the guy who owns and runs Board Game Geek. Since the beginning, and he talks a lot about shop and stuff like that because I find it fascinating. I just probe him, like when he starts talking to Board Game Geek, I'm like, oh yeah, more information. I love learning all this behind the stuff. Yeah, but this is what I say, the 8,000 to 12,000 range with really nice stylized artwork. Yeah, this is wow. Yeah, that's concerning to me. Like, so a track record of, how do I put this? If you're around 8,000 to 12,000, that generally means it's more misses than hits. Like, people are like, yeah, it's good to find okay, but generally the cons outweigh the pros, at least in that general vicinity. Like, if you, and this is one thing I always like to do, just look at a game and look what's nearby it, scroll for a while. If you don't see a lot of stuff you love, you're probably in the spot. Four Tribes is decent. No, that's actually a different game. Munchkin, yeah, Shakespeare, 7.9, so nothing personal. The revised edition, wow, that's pretty low. Yeah, so it's like, Time Bomb's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, like these are, once again, mostly what looks like forgotten games from the past in this 8,000 to 12,000 range. A lot of them with really nice artwork, and Munchkins apparently, but then again, those are going to be in every range. So final grade, I'm just putting off the fact I don't want to give this a great grade. I'm all over the board. C minus, C minus. Because I'm just looking at how they ran the Kickstarter, but big red flags here. Big red flags here, especially once I got to that Board Game Geek page. Definitely watch the video. Definitely read the rule booklet before you decide to splurge down that cash. Because their track record on games is not great. And so, yeah, and once again, the United States of America, yeah, you got the overwhelming, over half the people here are from the United States of America, and our shipping is just hot garbage. That sucks. Know your backers. Oh well, C minus. You could easily talk me into a D plus, a D. I'd go with you. Buyer beware if you don't like art though. Definitely watch those videos. C minus Champions of Windfire, the epic dragon building game. Real gut punch after 2 A's back to back. Let me know in the comments below if you would ever want to see a Kickstarter or Game Found or heck, even a backer kit project covered. I'll try to get to that. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.